My name is Joseph Patrick. Completed my first degree at La Trobe University, and that's in Melbourne. It was a 3-year course, Bachelor of Legal Studies, but that was humanities. So it was I did sociology, philosophy, and sexuality studies and politics. So it's quite an interesting degree, sort of looking at law in a sort of from a critical perspective. So yeah. Well, I chose Sydney Law School because I do admire a lot of people who have graduated from this law school. I do know a few of them and the prominent positions that they occupy. Some are High Court justices, present and past, and some New South Wales justices as well, Supreme Court, and Jeffrey Robertson, who is a prominent international lawyer based in London. So I do admire the people who have graduated from here, and I do love partaking in the history of this law school as well, which has been in existence since 1850. So it's quite a privilege for me to be here. Well, JD generally is a more international, I suppose, degree than the LLB, but the Sydney University JD, I think, is particularly strong because of the quality of the lecturers. They've got vast experience in the fields that they teach, and they can answer any questions. And before I came here to do the degree, I read up a lot on the website. I had a lot of information. And I thought, based on what I knew about the university at large and the law school, I thought that it was a particularly strong degree because of the international focus as well, because these days you do need to do international law, and it was incorporated in it was the only one really that had international law as part of the degree. So I thought that was a particularly strong thing to have. Yes, it has. I've done torts contracts and civil and criminal procedure and foundations of law, of course, and a bit of research too. And those subjects have really taught me a lot. I've really come a long way from where I was 4 months ago, and I've learned a lot from the lecturers. And the lecturers are able to answer any questions you may have that are related to the subject area, so that's particularly encouraging, and they are also sort of provide some moral support. Wayne Courtney, the lecturer we had, he said something in class that sort of encouraged students to overcome the problems that they may be having with the subject, and it was a very tough subject, I mean, contract law, and he sort of encouraged students to embrace the subject material and to try their best, and that was really good. I wasn't just learning contract law, it was just a bit of encouragement as well, which law students do really need. So yeah, that was great. Well, the highlights for me, one of them I must say, is the activity we did in the moot court for civil and criminal procedure. We did two of them, one in civil procedure and one in criminal procedure. The criminal procedure one was on the Bail Act, and the civil procedure one was on the Evidence Act privilege. So that was really good because we had our students prepare their cases, and we had judges as well sitting on the bench, and the students sort of presented cases on the facts that were given, and that was really good. That sort of gave me an inside sort of view on what it could be like to practice, and also sort of taught me on a sort of practical level what it involves to do law, and yeah, that was pretty much the highlight. And also we've had a few drinks at the pub, and that was good. We organised. We've done a few of them, and we went over to the Royal, which is just up the road, and we had a few drinks, and yeah, that was the highlight too in its own way. That was fun. Well, at the moment, I think I'm very interested in diplomacy and politics, and something corporate as well. I'm looking at those areas. Legal practice is one of my options, but I do understand that I may have to start there at legal practice, but my prime interest at the moment is diplomacy, and yeah, the politics. Those are my passions, really, and that's actually one of the reasons I chose Sydney Uni as well, because the law school here has produced a lot of politicians that I admire in different ways. So yeah, diplomacy, politics, something corporate, and legal practice, just those areas at the moment, yeah.